Have you ever thought, I've been doing the work, I've been practicing, I've been changing, so why did that still trigger me? Maybe someone said something, maybe someone didn't say something, maybe a situation happened that felt familiar, and suddenly you felt hurt, angry, rejected, afraid, frustrated, ashamed, or emotionally overwhelmed. And afterward, you thought, I thought I was doing better. If you ever felt discouraged because an old trigger showed up again, this video is for you. Hi, I'm Sheila, an emotional transformation guide and certified stress management coach, here to help you stress less, find more emotional peace, and begin realigning with who you truly are by understanding and transforming the emotions and patterns that no longer support the peace you're seeking. Before we continue, let's take a breath to shift. Breathe in awareness for 5. Hold understanding for 5. Let go of discouragement for 5. Now let's help settle you in. Breathe in for 4. Hold for 4. Let go for 6. One of the biggest misunderstandings about healing is the belief that if you're making progress, you should no longer get triggered. I don't believe that's true, because healing is not about becoming emotionless. It is not about never feeling hurt. It's not about never feeling angry. It's not about never feeling fear. Healing is about changing your relationship with what you feel, and sometimes a trigger is simply information. Sometimes a trigger is showing you something that still wants your attention, something that wants to be acknowledged, something that wants to be understood, something that wants to be healed or transformed. Think about everything we've covered so far: awareness, interrupt, release, replace, repeat. Just because you've made progress doesn't mean every layer has already been addressed. Sometimes a trigger is not a sign that you failed. Sometimes it's a sign that another layer is ready to be seen. And there is a big difference between those two things. Peace tip 1, stop measuring progress by whether you get triggered. Most people think, if I were healing, I wouldn't feel this. But that is not always how healing works. Instead of asking, why am I still getting triggered? Try asking, what happened after I got triggered? Did I notice it sooner? Did I stay stuck as long? Did I understand it better? Did I recover faster? Did I choose differently? Because progress is not always measured by the trigger. Often it is measured by what happens next. Peace tip 2, ask what the trigger is trying to show you. A trigger is often a messenger. Sometimes it reveals a fear, a wound, a belief, a need, a memory, an old emotional pattern, something beneath the surface that is asking to be acknowledged. Instead of fighting the trigger, becoming afraid of it, or judging yourself for it, try asking, what is this? Try asking, what is this trying to show me? What am I feeling underneath this? What is the emotion trying to communicate? Because understanding often creates movement, and movement often creates healing. Peace tip 3, progress often looks like recovery. Many people think healing means I never get upset, I never react, I never struggle, but that is not what I have found. Progress may look like you used to stay angry for weeks, now it is days. You used to shut down completely, now you recover. You used to react immediately, now you pause. You used to blame yourself, now you become curious. You used to stay stuck, now you recover faster. That is progress, that is movement, that is healing. Something else important to understand: the trigger itself is often not the problem. The trigger is simply the activation. What matters is what happens afterward. Do you suppress it? Do you judge yourself? Do you stay stuck? Or do you become aware? Do you acknowledge it? Do you become curious? Do you ask, what is it trying to show you? Because awareness changes everything. And every time you respond with awareness instead of judgment, you create the possibility for a different outcome. Sometimes people believe healing means you never get triggered again. I don't believe that. I believe healing means becoming aware sooner, understanding more clearly, recovering more quickly, and choosing differently more often. That is growth, that is progress, and that is exactly why one trigger does not erase all the work you've done. In fact, sometimes a trigger is showing you just how much you've already changed, because now you can see it, understand it, and respond to it differently than before. That is exactly why I created the series, turning the stress of emotional survival into possible peace, because emotional peace is not perfection. It is a process. Awareness, interrupt, release, replace, repeat again and again and again until one day you realize, I still feel, but I no longer live in survival. If this supported you, subscribe for more tools to help you move from emotional survival into emotional peace. And for additional support, check the description and pinned comment below and tell me below, what trigger have you learned most from? In peace. And until next time.